Hi, I'm Kathy Dodson.
And I'm Jocelyn Lindsay. Welcome to another 5-Minute Indie Insights. Today, we're talking about novellas, bite-sized books that do the work of a a full-length novel, but kind of like an espresso shot for your publishing career.
I love that. And you have just started doing this, and it's so fantastic. So you have your series, but now you're publishing these in between books with these little side characters that are fantastic short reads without the commitment. So I will love I'd love for you to take us through your process on that and how you do it and where you put the books, because we're not just talking about a reader magnet. These are actual published books.
Yeah. So I'm treating these kind of like story appetizers, or like the cleanse your palate.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes, between your main meals.
Yeah.
So I have my reader magnet, which is the prequel to the series I'm writing, and it's been up on my website, and it's been there for a year now. And I wanted to have some copies to take to a conference we're going to, and so I put it all together, created a cover for it, and then thought since I'm ordering print covers anyway, I would just put it up on Amazon. Well, people are loving getting a copy of it in hand as a book. And I've always planned to put out these interstitial stories between the books, between the main books. And I did that with a side character story this last year, and I did it as an ebook. And then I just created another cover and put it up on Amazon as well. And it's 100 pages. Novellas really aren't more than 40,000 words, so they're shorter. They're shorter. They're about a third of the size of my novel, the little espresso size, right? And they're really fun because there's a lot of side stories I can't cover. There's subplots and stories I can't cover in the books, but the novellas are giving me an opportunity to go deeper into some of these side characters. And I have novellas planned. I'm looking at my board up here, and I have 5 more novellas planned, one between each of the main books, and then one at the end. And it's just I'm having, my readers are loving to get deeper into these characters, and I'm really loving the instant gratification of writing the story and getting it out there to readers that I don't
Mhm.
get to do in the main series.
That makes so much sense. Just some questions for you. So you said that you created the covers for these. I know for your novels, you're using Tabans and you have very beautiful, intricate covers. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So the main covers are all my protagonist centric. My
Mhm.
protagonist is Maid Walker, and that main series, their first person point of view, we're always in her head, so the covers are her. But the side stories are all the other characters, so the covers have the different characters on them, and you get to see the faces of these side characters. They're kind of like secondary protagonists, but they don't have the same arc as in the main series that Meg has. And so the novellas are the opportunity to see these side characters.
And then often talk about pricing because it's a shorter novel. For how you handle that?
So I for the print, I'm charging 9.99. So they're at $10 for a print.
Mhm.
For a print of the novella, they're at $10. And for the ebooks, I'm charging $2.99 for them, since they're fast little read. I think like Refuge, which is Allison's story, it's 100 pages. So it's a fast little read. And that $2.99, that gives me room to give a discount, gives me room to um, play with the pricing at certain times if I want to play with it. It also makes it something that's You know, one of the things that I love about the novellas is they're my Costco chicken. That I like to call them my Costco chicken. They're their own stories. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you can come into them without starting the full series. You don't have to read them to get anything, that you're not missing anything if you don't read them. I actually think you get more if you do read them, but you can
Right.
come in anywhere. And my hope is that when you come in for the chicken, you walk out with a $1,200 like furniture set.
Sounds-
It's that bite to get you in the door with.
Yeah, and I love what you said about you have a really tightly connected series. And these are they're from characters, but they're not on that main through line.
No.
They're at different times.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna share my screen and just show how it looks on the Amazon page. So this is your series page. And so I love what you talked about, how this is your main character on the covers of the main novel. And you come down here to the ones you created, it's very similar in feel, but you know, two completely different characters. And if you don't have the ability like Jocelyn to make your own covers, yeah, there's ways to get inexpensive covers. You can tell that the detail is not quite, actually it is because you made them. But if they're words, it would still be fine. You can see that they're connected. They've got the same kind of theme running through. So I think that was a neat thing to be able to show.
Thank you. And one of the things that, like, book three's cover, the novella that goes with three, they're going to be color coordinate. They're going to have the similar echo of the cover as well. Book one is green. The prequel to one is green. Book two is blue. The prequel or the novella to two is blue. So there's similar
Nice.
connections, but that you look at them and you can see a relationship, but they're not the same. They're very clearly not in the same direct path of each other.
Right. And so for everyone listening out there, this is just something really creative that you can do to kind of spice up your series, to do some different things, to write from different ways, right? Not have to write that humongous thing, but to be able to write a story that's really interesting for people. So it's a great creative enterprise.
From my perspective, I love it. The readers love it, and sales. It gives me a spike of sales between these big novels. It's a little bit of energy in them. And last night I sat and instead of reading, I plotted the novella for the next. I plotted my next novella.
Oh.
I'm ready to get that one. They're fast, they're fun, they're easy. Readers enjoy them. If you haven't tried one, I highly recommend it. Like I said, in terms of sale, it gets it a little bit of it gives it a little bit of energy. And at the end of the year, or when I have 3 or 4, I'm going to bundle them together, and then I have another product.
Perfect.
So there's a creative outlet of this, and then there's also a marketing sale.
Mm-hmm.
So, and once I bundle those up, we can do an episode and talk about how that goes.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you haven't tried writing a novella, try it. They're fast, they're easy, they're lots of fun. They can give your brain a creative break. And
if you do that already, tell us in the comments what your experience is with it.
absolutely, we'd love to hear from you about what you're doing in terms of shorter fiction. Give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe. We are coming back next week with exciting things, and we will see you then.
Touch your star.